today now Friday, September 17, 2021. With me tonight, I get Miss Kadi Johnson Cole, who joined me from the United Kingdom. Although we can talk about another important thing where it happened on the country. So before I go any further, I will ask Miss Johnson Cole for making go introduce himself, and then we'll go start the program. What's your email?
Good evening, good afternoon, wherever on the day, good morning. Yeah. CEO say, Benakadi from UK. I come here so can give me a small contribution. I hope say una go enjoy the program and the show. Say we done.
Thank you very much, Miss Johnson Cole. We could just go into the program right now because, like we say, we always try to forget we program within that 2 hours. And we on job now and for make sure so we anticipate what things will happen and talk about time before it happens so that we're able to find a solution when it happen. And also the come follow we discuss for a long-term solution. We don't just look for quick fix, but we want to come engage and see what we could do for a long-term solution. As people can go see the topic, we get two topics we talk about today. The first one, we talk about the basic commodity that we then shut down the country. What we need for do for make sure say we fix some problem them, not just for now, but in the long run. And also we understand say there is illegal gold mining the going on the country, where we find out some of whether even they die from that. So waiting again, we will learn from that and how we will fix that problem there. So I go turn to Miss Kadi Johnson Cole for make I go ask him the first question about, as we all know, say plenty things at the country, the world, not to just Africa or Salone, even here outside we know say plenty things and we don't short. And that happened because of the people who understand say then die during the COVID. Most of the labor force at the corner of the world don't short and plenty things that we need, they need to get them. So waiting you feel say at this point, we as Africans need for pay attention to or need for do for we go make sure say if this can't happen again, which we know say there's a possibility say if happen again, we not go fall on the short side of waiting happen now.
Thank you, mate. These shortages of commodities then we get. Yeah. I'm not saying other countries they experience that as well in Africa. You see, but like you say, we need the politicians in, as well as the citizens of the country, the people that within the country for work together and solve this problem. You see, because like whenever they grow up, then we get plenty rice. Rice say people not they sleep hungry at all. But like now, people they sleep hungry, so now they get food for eat. I think it's also the farming, because for everybody they farm. Most people they farm, not say everybody. But see, after the war, so many people don't come Freetown. Everybody want for the city. Land them they offline, but people they know they go offline again. But then again, we cannot blame the people then, you see, because the way we don't come to Freetown, the big cities then, now the government now for trying for help for relocate the people there back. And you cannot just relocate them, give them something. Then get for make preparation for them, when they go back. You see, so if government say when I can't go, at least it will help them how they for go start with the accommodation and then get breathing, then provide them with land. Like maybe the one they know we don't get land, they provide them with land, say, okay, we give this land, so you say we do farming. Then the one that we don't get money, they help them say, well, okay, now the money this. Then we get all them tractors then, where they distribute the tractors there evenly, you understand, rather than they distribute on one side, we're not just a minority of people that normally will get them, with the majority they don't get the struggle for farming. So this is now one way the government can help, because not only the government work no more really, the national, they say, the people themselves get for help, you see. But it's just basically no more the government get for the forefront, they get for begin for help them. You see, it's just like you born picking, that picking get for team up one the Iwaka, but you they help and force for team up because we they always get that walking stick and try for help and encourage them for make it team up. That's so the government said for try for do for help people there. Then provide tractors with for the people then. All the things that we then need for help them. Because really to be honest, if we people then focus on farming, we go still import rice, things like rice, but they not go suffer like our people they suffer. So but when you look, people know they make rice. The only some people they make farm now, but most of the people that now they make them serious farming and are people that we link to them politicians then. You see, because when you get the connection, they then get the connection, and they give them tractors for when they do farming. Because you know some areas then where they not get tractors at all, they're not even no safe that they get tractors then. There's some areas and they will get, you see. And the kind agriculture where they want to let the people then do for make it sustain everybody, it get for be a massive one. Not to just play one. Because at the moment the people that we go to the small villages and they only get something we go last normal for maybe like they go down plant, spend how many weeks or months they plant, and then when they harvest, something like go harvest someone no go take like what you don't done back because they consider say then inside and they say they struggle for storage and all these things and they we farming go need. Get money all. You see, so we really get to do something with that because they say you can get posting something to able to somebody hungry, no matter what you do, you're not able to do nothing because it go just a week and a week and a week. You see, but when you help the person forget food, you see, that would be really good. It not make sense for the people then they go and give people and say, okay, I'll give you 50, I'll then call that 2,000 or 50,000 leons today. You go, I'll give you 100,000 leons today. You see, and then it on. They say, show me how I for spend money. Show me how I for make farm. Show me how I for get a good yield when I make me farm. Then guess one lady in I don't forget her name. Say one young lady in Kaduna. Was it Kaduna? Yes, not Nigeria. Very young lady. I think she's in the early 20s. He go university, but he do agriculture. When you don't, if you see the massive land where that lady get, every kind crops it grow. It grow. If you see where it's so big, this is somebody with it in the early 20s. And when the crop they all can grow down within the harvesting. If I for let me cover this lady here so now some videos then you see now Nigerian television and everything from small girl, you see, it just gets passion for agriculture and that he study agriculture, then he say fine, making come in one. You see, so it do with small not get money. Small money now it starts with, but then it get the land, but the land is so boku than Nigeria, you see. So these are the sort of things we get for encourage people and just like we one thing where they see some woman then now don't begin ride keke. You see, so this is the thing. Now for just encourage people, they no more let them do them. Let government, let people that try for no say, not to pass you go na office no more, you go better. No, you can then a farming. In fact, the millionaires they own a book of the millionaires, the people that get money in the Western world, not farming and they do. You get me? But we on now Salone, Africa, people they see say, oh, we go do farming, say, we are waiting, and me they go see dollar farm. Now me they go do this, you see, but the money is there and they give good living as well. So I think to say we get to do a lot for help the people there.
Thank you. Yeah, I think say waiting me see now we get plenty of things where we need for sensitize people them. Because this problem probably don't happen for a long time where we know in Africa where somebody tell you say you do agriculture, we only frown on them because we don't know the worth of agriculture. Then secondly, we only concentrate on that small set of farming where somebody they farm, we never even feed in family for 1 month. So when you tell somebody that mean a farmer, what first they come to mind is a poor person. While if you come overseas, people when you do farming are people when are very rich people because the way then you do their own farming on large scale farming. So I think say what we need for do because the points where they try for make for what they try for make Naya with the complaint audio for people that made you think happen in Liberia right now, we understand say rice shortage happen in Liberia. There's a possibility say it will happen in Sierra Leone soon. And we know say now we stay with food that one day. If we get that shortage in Sierra Leone, it could be a problem. And this, no matter how we look, we live in a political war. People that will try for begin spin anyway they want for spin out. But we on job now for come out and tell people them waiting to go on. So what we try for ask now is that if you come and look around, we know say cement don't short around, plenty of commodity don't short. Also rice like say that happen in Liberia, there's a possibility it might happen in Sierra Leone soon. But waiting we go able to learn from and how we go take advantage of them. Because if we look at waiting the cause the shortage right now around the world now labor. Plenty of them companies that will get overseas, then get the machines and then get everything, but they not get the labor force for do it. We get plenty and plenty of labor force in Sierra Leone. I mean, in Africa, we get the highest number of youths that will not get job. So what you look at now is how the government will take advantage of what's happening around the world now. For first, we partners them around the world. So okay, now then company when I bring in Africa, they couldn't do not China. China we not see them get cheap labor. When I bring them here in Africa now, when I build them factory here, we go produce the labor and help for fill the void. So what thing you think about how you feel say the politicians them or we leader them in Africa will take advantage of what's happening in the world right now? Because we know say America now with the labor right now a problem. I know say UK as well, Australia, most of the first world them right now they struggle and not get people them for work at all, you know they. So again, waiting you feel say we government for take advantage of right now for make sure say we use them as a bargaining chip on the table for force them white people here or people who want to see them get money for them put the factory them inside Africa instead of bring them out.
Well, you see, first of all, we talk about China, the Chinese then with their labor. Then we say, okay, it's good for them we encourage people that for can help with people there. But from the experience we don't they see in Sierra Leone and other countries there, the Chinese then when they come, then they bring most of the young people, so many of the young people there. And when they come here, so the way then they treat the young people then. And the other thing is with people they are not protected at all by the government. They need protection. You see, because when these people then come here, so the way they treat them, because there was a time when one audio they go around, but how one Chinese man go slap or go use the fist against the person in file all for them where the person go kick him concerning with another somebody die or something. These are the sort of things you see. You see, because we country, then let foreigners then pass we own people then. You see, unless we deal with corruption you see. Like when they bring them people in Yasu the land, you see, everything is done in secret. If they come out, the people don't know nothing about what is happening at all. Until we all see non begin don't go far now. Just like this Black Johnson Beach, with them they talk about, with them say they know give to the Chinese and buy them and all this. It was all done in secrecy, people don't even know. Now when it don't go far now, you see, now in them whistleblower, you get me? That's how people they begin know about them. But then it don't go too far, you see. So these are the sort of things. If governments want to encourage even people they for calm, you see, governments for don't get a very good consultation, open consultation with that in Kaduna, na other side. Yes, get an open consultation. Everybody know they talk. So if they go into any agreement, that agreement is in the open. Then people can scrutinize the agreements and see if our people are protected. You see, if our people are not protected, then it's not easy for me to go. Then go work under. You see, so that's it. They always to begin with people like slave. When they come, they treat them like slave. And one thing I notice is they work, but they don't actually teach them how to do the things because they don't want to make them know how to do it because they just want with people that for just depend on the wholly and solely. So then just they use the normal as labor, that's all. But when they need for know the process, how can they do things, the system, let them understand how to do them. So that when they come out, it's just like any job where you get, they always put assistant so that for the time you come out, the assistant will know waiting for them. But in some of their situations there, the people they don't know waiting for do. They just they teach them, they just they call the number for can work for them like slave. Everything is them. They do all the paperwork. They know everything, you see. So these are the sort of things we have to look into. We careful take on board. You see, if we really, really want for the people in Yasu go back into farming, but we cannot force them. We just therefore give them the right conditions. Make them know that the government protects them. Make them know that other people they know can take advantage of them and let them pay them well. It's just like when they go and they take people their land, they take people their land, then they give them some kind peanut change, peanut money, we know they take and go Norway. And then land and the people they use the land and they for many years, we as the people they don't lost their land. You see, and then at the same time they go employ the people they back for working at their own land for peasants, you see. So these are the sort of things we don't know for the people that get their own land safe. Let it encourage them for working at their land. You see, rather than they go make them list the land to foreigners then. They keep foreigners then can say, okay, when I can't work, when I go work, but they then not say nobody in land give foreigners. Though they can't work, then we country give them conditions, the stringent conditions then really protect we own citizens then. Not to then they protect, but from waiting we see, say the government tend to protect the people coming in rather than the own nationals and they know they protect them. This is not one big thing we need to look into. That's my own opinion.
Well, we get somebody and make her just bring this caller in there from there. I will complete the audio and then we will talk about some of the things that we on fault, like we think that we don't highlight, but things that most cases may not think so for that we for blame. Now we on fault as say then we go talk about the area and they will say now we fault because we fix them as much as we go one for blame foreigners all day we want. They will not come out thousands of miles away we can't waiting we not allow them, they're not able to do them. And now we see them in order for work. They say so we have to take much more of the blame saying that we own problem and we try to fix them. But let me bring this caller in first and then we go to see them. I will play the audio after that. Good evening, caller. What's the name also the call from, please?
Yeah, good evening to Nade. Good morning from Istanbul.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Spain. Yeah, this is Spain. And I don't listen when Una they talk. Now very, very important topic this. Very, very salient topic this. You know, first of all, before you get any of them kind things in the setup for control basic commodities, you get for no, then get forget how say loyalty to the government, to the country, loyalty to the country and not to the pocket. That are the very first things. Loyalty to the country, because when the investors and they come, forget about when they come for can make the machine and all things and the system within the past through for can invest. Now they go all thing wrong. The system within the past through. Imagine if the investor they come, he don't take $5 million just for bribe. Who that they go tell us he not do this? Who that they go tell us he not do that? It's not possible. Now what you want for they do? You know they will control them. Because you say go tell you say, I don't give you $5 million. You can't control me. Now money I can't find. So now we the citizen them, the layman, we not able to talk, we not able to do anything. Now we they suffer. But if then systems and they in place, some investor they come, give an open hand. You lay your principles, you lay with you want, how for teach you workers. Una sign, just like how the mommy they talk say, not sell people land. If not lease. If you ignore it for the community, grab the people them out. You get a free way for move. But if you don't sell land, the person get right over the land. You don't sell land here. Those are the systems for putting investors. They come, okay, can invest. If you know right for we grab you go. Now this you for do to with citizens. They forget this at the end of the month. But we young people, we young government officials, that then they beat the salary price. How we as LEONEANS, as Africans, get mass exodus of young people them out of the country. Now they cause that. Just like how you say at the initial, sir, Mr. Mohammed, you say people not there for work overseas. They need people, they need young people for work. So if that person they say, oh yeah, I'm not able to get living, I'm not able to get anything, it go out. It try for left the country and go find better thing for a family. Now the system, now the first thing that we don't for put in place. Countries, the name country they are we with this so now the system now then correct. I'm not say they know the bribe, but it's not easy. For let you see, I know easy. Even when you the bribe post yourself, they do the correct. If you not do the correct, they can go back. They can go treat you. Now the system, before ever it come to them, okay, bring machine, bring the thing they can cultivate. If the system is not right, Allah could get all the factory then done there. The citizens will never be happy.
Thank you very much.
Never be happy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll to continue. You can call back later because you have another 3 minutes, and then we'll continue the program. But we appreciate you. If you get anything for that, you can call back, and then we'll continue. All right. So now we go. Ask the technical team. Make them play interview and talk about the situation they're going to Liberia right now. We feel say when a neighboring country, there's a possibility say it can come to Union soon because we'd already experienced the cement shortage already. And so that small thing now begin to shut down the markets. But I ask the technical team for me then go and play this audio. Then we will come back and discuss what we learn from them.
Jonathan Pelela has been telling Paul Batavida about the situation.
Well, it is serious because we are talking about more than 3 weeks now. Initially, we thought it was a usual temporary shortage of rice in the market. But when rice retailers started to tell us that there was problem getting food that is rice from the Port of Monrovia, and so shares in the draw shops went dry, it's when people started to know that the situation was more serious than we had thought. And the people who are really dealing with the consuming public are the retailers. They are the ones who go to the importers to get rice from the Port of Monrovia. And so once they don't get any quantity to bring, it means that the commodity is not available. And I talked to a retailer who explained to me exactly the problem that he had gone through during the last 3 weeks or so.
For the past 3 weeks, I have not been able to have rice in my shop because of the shortage of rice in the Liberian market. The importers, initially they were saying they don't have rice. Until about a week ago, one of them brought rice in the country and said that he was selling. We went there and paid for 200 bags, and he said that he was going to supply us. But to our surprise, 2 days later, we received a call from them that they will not be able to supply us. We will have to go for it ourselves. And up to now, I've been going every day for the past 4 days. But we have very many, and some of us have not been able to get our rice up to now.
A rice retailer in Monrovia there. Jonathan, what is behind it?
Well, when you talk to people at the Ministry of Commerce, they try to dispel the notion that there's rice shortage in the market. They have had to take camera crew to the Port of Monrovia where bundled white horses were shown to show that there's rice. But what the Commerce Minister said was that there were some difficulties in offloading vessels that bring in food. But we are also hearing that those who are importing rice into the country actually wanted increment in the market price of rice. And so keeping the products at the Port of Monrovia could put pressure on the Liberian government to allow that to happen. And certainly that has happened because if you see some rice out now in some shops, it is about $1.50 more than the price at which it was sold before the crisis.
Given what you've explained, how is the government trying to ease the situation?
Commerce Ministry officials who are directly responsible for this, my understanding is, have been having some discussions behind the scenes with rice importers so that the price cannot be increased. But there seems to be no success because even though the minister had warned that anybody who had the price of rice will have the shop closed down. You have almost everybody who has managed to bring out some rice to sell, selling it at $15, $15 from 50 cents. So the fact that this is happening and they are not able to shut down the various shops that are selling at this price means that the government does not have control absolutely over how much rice should be sold because it is not growing here anyway.
And how are people responding and people getting impatient?
Yes, people are still impatient because seeing a commodity on the market is one thing, but ensuring that the price should go back to what it was before the situation occurred is what matters. So yes, there's some level of impatience in the public, and in fact, there's fear that if the government is not careful in handling the situation, the shortage could even be acute.
Indeed. Why is rice such a political no-no in Liberia?
Rice is considered a political commodity in Liberia because in 1979, when the government of President Tolbert increased the market price of rice, that prompted a street demonstration in Monrovia here, where a lot of people were killed. And so that was an eye-opener for the coup of 1980 in which the president was killed. So anybody coming to power has been very careful about increasing the price of rice. And Liberian people don't know anything besides rice. You see people saying, I've just eaten a plate of pizza today, but I have not eaten food. Food means rice in Liberia.
Well, that's a very interesting perspective there, and a very interesting report. Jonathan Pelele talking to.
All right, family. One for tell BBC, one for give credit to BBC for all using product because a lot of people are really and understand what we really try to talk about. And we on job now for make sure say we try for tackle the problem and talk about it and discuss them before we get to that point. And like we then start the report. This just to happen in Liberia. There's a possibility to say it on the way for happen to we self now Sierra Leone because as we all know we come to yes, not what we all know to play with. Salone, the same thing they talk about Liberia, say you eat all kinds of things, we've not eaten it's the whole day. We say get the same phenomenon, we share the same thing. So antically, you don't use the report. And then like where the person say this is not a political thing and not true. Because even inside Sierra Leone, if the IS shot inside Sierra Leone, we know so then shaft and they short. I don't care what president administration want for say, now they go for come at them, they go for them footstep. And people then go for blame them, just like when they blame them now for the cement. And we know say the government mean talk say they want for encouraging in agriculture. I remember that them program here one time where we see the budget we then put for agriculture, we all say no, this not make much sense. If we so now for invest in agriculture and then put less than 10%, or in some cases 10% only for agriculture, and when they make saying a big thing. And I believe even last week we even discussed how we talk about the chief minister, the previous chief minister in the yes way. I mean, they sell where they go put a couple of bags in a street where they say chief minister get bread for sale. And then here we talk because people we on job for anticipate say let we fix the problem before it get to USA we normally it get to. But the reality now is that if we look at the problem right now, some of this problem we are not seeing for them to tackle long term. But we still play on them because of we not feel something important. And I don't see how much we as Africans then go say or Motaman say you food sources are not important. We go talk about if you say mango bluff na now we getting for it. If they talk say woman gets fine, we say now we better food for the go gets fine. Or when say mango bluff for where woman now we better food. So at the end of it, we will talk about then think we want to make sure say we family know how important it be and how we were able to fight them because if we get the luck forget labor force in Africa. So like what I mean just say we get for family for make them attractive. Agriculture for be attractive. We university them. We get a university like the Njala and other universities where they talk say then get people and way then train for agriculture. But why make them people here we not see them on a mass scale because then they graduate plenty students there. Why make we not see on a mass scale that the farms them for produce waiting we for it? So outside this problem lies right now and how we go able to fix them for move forward because if we don't fix them now, it's going to be a problem in the long run. If we young people are not involved in agriculture for help we out slow we grow waiting with eat and eat until we grow, we make any major country you watch on the world where it survive today, they're able to feed themselves. we get for farming for feed. We say so. What thing you take about what you hearing at the audio and how you feel? Say we as a LEONEAN able to tackle this problem before it get out of hand.
When you see like when you thank you, you see like when you like when you say before we get for help the people then because you support me and that and the other gentleman we come back, they come with some valid points again we said we don't see much earlier and we I believe in. You see, so one way I think to say before tackle this problem here, so you see corruption. You see, no matter what we do, until we need corruption, you understand, we need on the board. It affect every things the fabric of every society, everything we do. This corruption they affects me. Particularly when it starts from the top. You see, because if I can remember, I don't know whether sometime na me no member good or una excuse me there, but I think to say some time ago, then we showing plenty tractors then. But I don't know if you remember that, where they say the government double income.
Yeah.
They showing plenty tractors, they see food they can dinner in abundance and everything. Where are these tractors? Because me, I don't know that northern part of Sierra Leone, me sabi. Me, I not see. There's so many tractors they wait for help people there for do farming. But the reason why I say the reason me say the northern part, there's a possibility say not even there at the eastern southern part, but I don't know there because I know get much problem and much contact with them. You see, so because I say the northern part not means say maybe the other side Egypt they're not the experience and they too could be experiencing it, you see. But where are these tractors? Because the tractors them in Boku, they assure say we know they get food problem again at the country. But why is it that when they get food problems? You get me? And then the thing is, like you mentioned with the as in the last show about we top guns in making agriculture like the lady in Port Loco as well, making the minister of Northern, I think resident minister or something, that all they make farming for their own personal gains, you see. So to me it's like maybe some of these tractors they're not given to people very closely related to them. You understand? It can be to farm, but if they get affiliations with them, connections with them, you see, they own nobody tractors than they. Where in effect, the poor people then, not them, forget access to these tractors then. Therefore, go show them out there. If they stay safe, let the tractors they go then they rent them. Okay, tractors because let the government get money, say, okay, then go come plow this one no place for you see, for a little sum of money, you see. That would be fine because when you consider how people did do farming back home, because I get good knowledge about how they do farming back home. You see, by the time when they waking up morning for don't go on a farm for go dig, they don't go dig done and on. And that digging day, it will take a long time because when you consider the portion of land within the go dig, and they don't get no modern technology, no modern equipment or anything, that just them bare hand and they then they go dig. You see, these people are so tired by the time they don't dawn and next side they see they come home. You see, the next so now they can't say now they don't get chance for it because at the farm dinner they didn't go down boil that then cassava or potato if they get. You see, then come. You see, so then people then they obviously then go only able to produce, we see them go able to eat normal for something for a couple of months, they don't dawn. And then people then they now if they give them the right equipment, it go double up waiting that they produce, you see. It go double up, they go get plenty. Because now that's how if they take them how many days or weeks or months for dig. Machine they go plant for them in just one day. It don't do. You see, then all they can get for go plant now, you see, law say right for example now, wait time we for drape down, they go drape board. It's me. You see? So these are the sort of things when we feel to say governments will look into, and governments for government officials then, for left, for they take government funds, they make farming for themselves. You want to do your own farming, you want to grow your crops, let it come from your money where you dey earn, where they pay you. Let it come from your money. And you not go take the tractors then. Make the tractors then available to the one that we not get. Don't put it for yourself and everything. Because when you don't get and done, we are not interested in it. Some people, maybe some people might be, you see, but we're not interested because when you go do it for yourself and your family, you get people they know they get the benefits of the tractors. But when you say, hey, these tractors with the canaya, you see, Minister of Agriculture, you pin say, na so let this tractor go e work for certain people, then put and say, okay, when I pay na 200,000 say for plan your whole how many plots of land will you get? You see, then people then go pay them because if they not get to say they go find people they go help them to us and say we're here because how they do upline, then they trust they not get money for pay them go tell say but when I don't go with crops, I will give you now one bag. If you give me this money, I will give you one bag this or two bags of this because by how they go sell them, so it count all the many bags there and give for the money we give. You see, but they can prepare for do that. If they get this sack, so we go give them more yield. You see, plenty crops, then they can cover their cost. But what is shameful is when they go take the land, then that land where Namibia get, then they can't sell and give me back. For small money, we something like 1 million. But you don't take that land in, I don't deprive me from that land and the picking it for life. You see, for just 1 million, we go give me or 2 million, it go don't take inside that year day. I don't think that is right. These are the sort of things where governments will look into. It's about time the government protect the young people then. Protect the poor people then we not get position, we're not in any position for talk. Protect the people that we're not able can see you minister in your office. Protect the people that we're not able to see president. Protect the people that we're not able to phone you because we see you from the day where you win election, you don't change your SIM card. You see, protect all the people then they, you see. So that way we go try for develop things. And we money them way when they go abroad again with big people there, when I pump them into the economy. You know what I think? Me, I believe say, also every time we go take money outside. Of course, if we need for take money,
a connection problem right now. Okay, well, while are they waiting for like come back? He asked a very silly question about the tractor the way government may come with. I happen for join an organization where they're involved in farming. So what me know the government don't give the organization a one tractor. So then share them tractor in the around the country to organization and people them where they're involved in farming and that's it they apply for them and they get for qualify for certain things and then give una. So for what I understand, they don't distribute most of them tractors them around the country to people them where they're involved in farming organizations. Them. The only question is how we go able to know the effect of the tractors then where Salone a country where people already follow with data and stuff like that. We don't know how effective it be. The truth of the matter now is that when we talk about we problem now we country, one problem we me know is about planning. It look like say we can come with good idea, but because we not get proper planning, it not they go well. And secondly, when you allow politicians therefore involved in so many things, we their only agenda not to for make people in life better, but not for how for make them win election. This is one of the problem where it even undermines some good things when they try for do. Bringing them tractors in was a great idea because we all know say we need them, and most of the farmers them when they farm, that farm you not get nowhere inside to go. Man saying a farmer, a farm in crop they take about 3 to 4 months or 5 months for that crop they don't make that item they ready for it. Then they only spend less than a month for it. The next of 11 months, food not there. So that kind of farming not able to sustain nobody and able to change your life. In fact, now so that kind of farming make people become poor in the country. So I feel say we got to come up with an idea how we go involve in the universities them, how they able to train with brother and sister them for make them involved in large scale farming, and also how they able to make we crop them not go spend 3 to 6 months for make we able to eat them. Then go able to try to find a way where them to copy will be at least a month or 2 months. We harvest them and plant them again, harvest them and plant them again, like how most of them advanced country can do. Most of them country cannot depend on 3 to 6 month crop from them we eat them. Then they make sure say they plant is then do about again by season. Each season they plant something where they know say then we will eat, and also then we get variety of different items them. For make things here happen, I think so we get for do several things them. The first thing we need for do first and for make sure so we find a way to make farming very attractive to we farm them. Let we make sure say farming that thing where everybody go involved in. Let we teach people and for sure say if you want to invest your money, this is how one place where you invest. Land and day, and also these are the conditions where you go do, and these are the incentive where you feed the people them. Now this you get. But where would they talk about investment at Salone right now? Most people are where they talk about investment. Farming is not one of the things when they talk about. So, but then say we get a caller, I'll bring this caller in, and then I will continue while Miss Kadi Johnson will connect back. Good evening, caller. What name also you call, please?
Good evening again. Good morning from my side. I want to continue to stop.
Yeah, go ahead.
Firstly, make a openly say if Liberia, when our neighboring country get food shortage, rice in particular, definitely get for affect ourselves because we get a close border with them, and most of the commodities they go in and out from that end there, Guinea and Liberia. Definitely, you're not able to stop people then for go take rest from Salone, go supply in Liberia. It definitely get for affect the food stuff now Salone. And also another issue, then tractor they are definitely a very good thing government be do, but then they misuse them so much. Ministers and they misuse them, permanent secretaries and they misuse them. Then they take a like na the young property, and at the end of the day, na the people and they suffer. Go look and they damage them, then they put them down na the works yard na I call this place New Road. Look where them pack this on the body new so all done na so carcass then they did. Then they misuse things too much. Politicians them know they take the country people say people important at all. Then just they go there and go and get things for them pocket and move out. And it's very, very, very bad because now the people and they suffer. Now the people and they suffer and they struggle. It's good for do farming. Like how you say, how many people where they do agriculture, where they study agriculture in a university, almost by the way they go into agriculture, we then do. Then a very, very red flag, high risk thing where for sure the government say people are not involved in this thing, even though they spend money into them. How can we bring people into this thing? How can we help them? How we go able for encourage them for make them involved in farming? Not to that farming where they go take potato, put them behind your yard, you say la at the farm. Or you plant 2-3 corn, you say the farm. No. Give the people and give local people them chance for make them grow. I think that the best thing that one day the government one day they before can do. And also I get one sad story. Somebody they want me friend be they care an investor go to for go do something. You can't believe it. That man na run away come out Salone. Because the people and the big guns them around at the ministry, then don't push the guy come out. Like say the guy no, you know with man they watch, they understand things. The guy not talk, then go then they call the man a corner, they do this, they do that. At the end of the day, the man called the guy waker and go tongue. He say, my brother, I can't invest in this country. He say, because if I invest, all my money will go down. Because this they go ask for this go ask for this, then they call the man secretly, then push the guy waker, the investor, go pull and come out of the way, which is very, very, very bad. If you do that to a foreigner, hello?
Yeah, they
get me. Yeah. If you all right, if you care somebody go do business, then you go begin to eat the person. So the person not get any trust in the system. You not get any trust. So really sad. It really sad, and we get for feel and small bits na tongue. Before things they better you get for feel and small bit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Again, the code you just say, then they get for the with culture. I think this that culture they're not seeing where we get for change them. We get for change that culture of begging, and it's just shameful because when people in they can hear and they can help, but because of a small set of people and feel say they don't even know whether they can help them and whether they can exploit them. I think that's something problem here. So why they can invest in the country instead people they go around behind the back for try for exploit that person for put money back in their hand. Say see to me, so give me small money, so I go show you personally for go to where you go help for make you get this steer. We need for find a system wherein investments will be easier for people and for them can invest in the country. The kind of fertile land that we get in Africa, there's no way on earth we supposed to be the one that are angry. But something wrong with we. We get for find an answer. The parliament get for find and put up something where again sometimes I don't understand what thing we get to parliament then for. But again, we got another caller. I bring this caller in and let me get you on take. Good evening, caller. What name also the call from please?
Hi, my name is Anonymous. I just the call for contribute.
Yeah.
Thank you for the show and for everything that they do. The issue when we get is the current government because now so kapu business and even from the farming sector. Then they kapu everything. Ministers are farming, the president they farm in Peking, then they farm in Fall, then they farm. The pig themselves they farm. And the poor citizen not get anything whatsoever for do. The poor people in our village, they not get any help, they not get any support whatsoever for let them be able to farm well. And the minister, the way they farm, the president, where they farm, they know they yield nothing because then the ground cost for their sake. You go invest in farming and then at the end of the day, waiting you pull from there. So tip. So no blessing, no they buy anything with them they do. Then they take the country money, then they take the country and crops them. Then they take every angle where they're able for teeth. And this now they bring the sway at the nation. How people can go able for become better. Waiting the Ministry of Agriculture they do. Waiting the student and they do na free tongue when they're supposed for they right in the suburbs where then go they able for put theory to practice and then able for know how then go create better products each season. We get dry season, we get rainy season. Most people they only farm when na rainy season, and the basic thing that they farm not just corn and granite and some other things. Them, if you go buy tomatoes, you go buy cucumbers, you go let you go look for lettuce, let you just make a nice salad. Na Salone you they discourage. You they afraid because the way the crop that looks at the way they display them na the trade and stuff, they discourage you because you they afraid let you not go eat something where they go give you on belly tomorrow. Look at countries like Ghana. Ghana for this them banku and this them kenke when they eat with that just fresh peppers and everything. If you see tomatoes in Ghana and you compare them to the tomatoes in America, they're like the same. They're big, they're plump, they look so delicious. And you just want to pick up one and eat them like a juicy fruit. But we don't have that in Sierra Leone. Why? Because we nation curse. The country curse. Everybody they come for can't teach the country. Everybody just they come for can't use the thing. Ministers and they come then put their hand on farming. What do you go do in farming? When you get a department for run, you get president they team up and television. Oh, are they farm? Are they farm? You know they rule the country. Whether he let him work for let him work for rule for them. The job where they hire them for, you know they do. The woman where they not hire for the job, now they do the job. They give all man a day in the country. For what? Selfishness and evil. But the evil that men do will surely leave after them. Then they take the money, can go overseas, go unlucky the money they because now curse money, they no go yield nothing. And then they take the land then at the country, try to put seed there, they know they yield nothing. At the end of the day, so rotorata. This is just my contribution. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good night.
Bless you. I mean, I sense the frustration on your voice, but thank you very much for the call. Again, that we be patient. I'm not thinking the country course. It's just I think see now attitude problem we get and also lack of knowledge because even Ghana, Mr. Mini Ghana about 20 some years ago. Now, a process, I believe, say, now when I make with sit down day in and day out, to try for talk about the issues there. Some people not go like them, but we get for do for the love of the country. Na so Ghanaian and say me they do. They're sensitizing people and sensitizing people and sensitizing people. Them now what they do, they're not take no for answer. People don't get for crime for cry you down. People don't get for tell you what they do now this and that because they benefit. But your own job now for concentrate on the poor people them and what we need for do for love we continue to move forward. Then here na we don't talk from long what people them they see as a political game. Say, oh, chief minister go pull many 5 or 6 bags put on our street, say they and sell. It's laughable. But is it that's the thing where people and take for granted? Now we enjoy for continue for sensitize the young people and for make sure say politician in farming, not to farming. Okay, not just a provocative game for go after the gullible people and for say, oh, look what they do. Because then they tell for say, well, then you use them as a way for sensitize people and for go do farming. But if you have to do that, not to the state money, you get for use. But again, we all know the game, we all know how much gullible some for boy them be. And then the most of the time they get away with that. But with time, they don't get away with stuff then can't hear. Because what women expect say the government for to invest plenty money and make a state farm, we say then go hire at least 400, 500, 600 young man them when they go work every day, then pay them, or every week, then pay them. At the end of the year, we harvest that farm day, produce them as a made of Sierra Leone production, and sell them. And if we continue for produce more of the item, the way in we know say will be enough for the country, they will be exporter. I then see some of women they feel say the government way they may invest in them agriculture, that money say they invest in agriculture, then see for don't do. Go for an hectares of land and then plant massive things them, pay young people them, they know their job right now, put them there, take them out of the streets, so then we will do something for the country that we will buy that products, the money go back into the country and also continue for make larger and larger farms in different districts them, invest in more in the machines them, so that at the end of the day, we'll be able to produce enough for feed ourselves and at the same time export another countries so they also will get money. But again, I think I don't join me again, so thank you very much. I know say there's more technical problem, but we just get another call. I just said they didn't mean to talk about the politicians and they just go see me they say they're involved in farming. What we all know is not just a gimmick, not just a game. We not say politician farming, not to farming. We all know that. None of them guys not involved in farming before they become politician. Then they make some so they tell we say, okay, well, we do this farming just for sensitize the public. But even as that, like I mean explain just now, we will expect a large scale farming, but if we don't start slowly with the state money. But again, we get a caller. I'll bring this caller in. Then I'll ask you for that. You will give your own take. You cannot see me there for a minute. Good evening, caller. What name is it, please?
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening. What name is it?
You get me?
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, they get you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Hello. Okay. I recall concerning this program we want to get on today. A very good program.
Yes,
but let me think back. Would you make Salone get bad as full shopping for example today? Women go to school with small way back in the 60s, 70s. We get in line at the country. But since I take the line out, I'm going to starvation. Why not have a put in line first before we think about anything? Because the farmers end up in the plant. They plant, but after bring the food shop in the town. We want to get back cost somebody almost like 9,000. I person pay for instance and pay for a bag of rice. Go and get in line. All things be easy. We get food stop because we get both train from Moyamba, from Wataloa, and then they come for food stop into the country. Now let's say they're missing. How the country will survive? So I mean, the politicians don't get the young blame, but we have got to think back. How to bring this line back until bring that line back in Salone, really behind for, really behind. It's hard for me to manage about how put in the 7 country day. And then at the country, but we thank God for using a program when I get one of the life every day. But it's hard. It's hard for Salone when I do number one, turn number zero. You know, what did happen? Thank you. I don't know.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate the call. So, Auntie Kadi just call. So, yeah, what do we call it? Talk about in the allude to the term where Salome get trained, house the train them to come offline with products and for camp. So, if you say until we get a way line them back for transporting them, it not will help. So, what now you take on that?
Well, in terms of the train, I was just looking for new experience of train other country than that because me not be no, but that one day, you get me. But anyhow, trade normally it go help for transport the people and goods from offline to Freetown or from one area to another, one end to another end. But what is there to this day of our world or these days of our time? What is there to transport? Let me say safe. You see, this rain be there now. If it there now, if they not help the people then for do this farming, waiting go there for let them transport. Now empty train go they run and come. You see, personal may go they bring people and come without food, crops, and all things in it. So the main thing we need to try for say stop. We say agree with that caller. We say get for help we say unless I'm not on the caller. You see, because I've been lost, I've been go off. So I think they don't talk so before I come back anyway. You see, I don't know what happen. But with this caller, they say, yes, we say get for help we say. But when you consider, we can't say the poorest people than are farmers. Whereas overseas, the rich people than are farmers. You see, so the people they're so poor. You see, they just get for help them. They need that help. Government get for need that help. Government get for help them. No other way. You see, they get for help them. You see, if politicians they listen to this thing, do ya? When I left for make farming for when I even left for give or then say when I get to your close connected. When I spread when I then a position for way when I then a position where I able help when I your family members then. Why don't you use your money on your people, on your own family members or your girlfriends or your boyfriends and their family? Use your own money then and then take funds, channel it to the people that we need and to the poor people then. This is what they get for do. You see that the reason this time with people then, we say we get real small faults because we they put the wrong people then at the place. But then again, we keep saying that we put the wrong people at the place, but anybody will go there back again. Unless we get people then, we get the country at her, people then, we not they go for go, depend on government money. People then, we not they go for go. Can you imagine you get host? You get host not on then, you they go the government parents for you back. Sense not depend that and the big money. You get me? When I think of the big monies they're paying all these top politicians, I'm sorry, I have to say with president because leader, and I get for say chief minister because na income I do with farming. You see, so now make me because show in yeah, credit for that because it's in making your bags of rice and all that in goods in commodities they make fine. You see, but they give them plenty money. For goodness sake, why do they interfere again with money we for go to poor people then? This is what I don't understand. You get me? So me people the way go they listen to this one because the very poor people the way that they really talk for, they not get access to this at all. Access to this show. But the one that we the wanna sensitize when people wanna edit them, have them for votes for people then. Don't vote for somebody just because now you person. Vote for somebody where you don't see say it don't help on way in August nothing. Lots of people then where election can then go give them money, begin to do all kinds of things for not the people. You see, because money they say they don't pay owner. They don't pay owner, they don't own no obligation. Because they don't go, they don't you know, they don't get everything. But somebody we don't deal with. You don't deal with una we in not in a position not get una come una cry to me ready for help una. Then can in your personal money for help you. When they go in a position, it will help on her. Because if you take in your government money now, you get able to use for help people there. You see, it will help. That is why we get for educate with people there now. How then they vote? Maybe not just vote for Fambu, maybe not just vote for Paddy or whether they know. Maybe we've made those mistakes in the past, you see. But people not get for look at the mistakes, they let them forge ahead and look forward and ask for change things there because we people in they suffer. If basic rice when I was staple food, we're not able to get them now. Even Gary asks for get now. You see? So it's sad because you just they go from bad to worse. You get me? From bad to worse. So now that's me get for safe for now actually.
Okay, we get two callers. Them let bring them in quick. Mr. will come talk about why make America farmer they get money than we are poor. But let me bring the caller in first. Then we will analyze them. And we jump in. Good. Let me get the first caller in. Good evening, caller. What name outside the call from, please?
Yes. Good evening, my brothers and sisters. My name na Ajibu Kamara and the late Paramount Chief na Putloko at the Kalimodu. First of all, I want to take this opportunity for thank you all for we want to bring them program there over and over, even when the situation in our country, is very, very, very critical at this particular time. But I just want to bring one thing up. From where I come at this country, now 20 years soon now, I don't think now this country in America. And where I come, I don't come for can see, I don't come for come just get work, get money. I come for study, what he make the white man America. We look states like a small states like a Alexandria. It better pass Salone, infrastructure, all that in a day. What here I find out, elected person come on now with good intention going under. If the foundation of the country not enough strong, not effective, that person is not able. He go try.
Yeah, look, let's say in phone on lost connection. Log in a couple of more seconds and see if we'll come back in.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, okay. He's back. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, like I say no more, the infrastructure, the structure of the country, the system, now we get for work with, for strengthening them. It not go take one president, it not go take two presidents, it not go take three presidents. We just get for beer and build up the country in foundation, starting from the constitution, education, judiciary, health, you name it. The country in foundation get for be strong force. Before anybody they come now, if you want to play any yuki, you want to play, would they locate you? Would they not say yes? The country gets something we stand behind. So me na me own input than the what gets, what I don't see, what I don't can America now. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate your call and continue for listening. And if you get more for ad, you call back and we'll continue discussion. Let me get the next caller. Good evening, caller. What name must I call from, please?
Yeah, this is Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
Yeah, Mr. Mike. What's your own take on the topic tonight, sir?
I think Salone problem is we just lack leadership. You see, when you get a good leader, a strong leader, you go get the people and let them believe in the country. But the problem is, we as LEONEANS will not believe in one country again. Not even look how many LEONEANS they try to run away from Salone because they don't believe in the country again. And then we lack leadership. In the educational system, what we get in Salone, it creates more problem for we. All they create is not a bunch of thief man they will create. They create people who will think outside the box for fix the country. Now the problem, Dandy. And leadership not come up from PhD or any other thing. It can come up from the regular people and at the ground day. No left for they look up to the people that will get PhD for can rule the country. You know, we can develop people in the country then they self serve. Because then people know the PhD, they get PhD mentality. Now for can thief and better themselves. You know? Now we problem that day. We need a leader. We go lead we in the right direction. All the people already can, they know they do nothing, man. They do nothing. Absolutely. Right now in the country, they're bad. Because look what the bank governor they do. Look all the things they're waiting to do right now. Nothing, no, they go forward. They don't destroy everything. Don't pray no more for Salone. Let Salone move forward because this administration we get right now, nobody know they think outside the box. Now the problem now, everybody just they think for themselves. Nobody know they think for the betterment of Salone. You know? I mean your contribution, Andy.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your call. If you get more, you can call back and add. And so we get two more callers. I'll be to call before we take over. Good evening, caller. What name must I call from, please?
Oh, my name is Mr. King and call from Virginia.
Hey, Mr. King, what's your contribution for tonight, sir?
Okay, yeah, I've been on the listen to that for quite a while. I don't know whether or not the second to last person we call. We talk about the train because I've been getting sense about the train. I just start primary school about 1 or 2 years before they get rid of the train, and I can tell you say the train are one of the most important thing Sierra Leone at that time when the British and just let go, because the train designer in a way it go na every part of that country day. And it bring goods. It bring people in. Because people in the travel. That bus transportation or lorry transportation not been that much. So myself say when I work, I've been work the Ministry of Works, we go do a road survey and a place called Semem. We go to them village them. That's so the fruits then. That's so then they are grown. So then they ask you, if you able for care and go take them because they rotting. Just for that simple reason. So if we do all this plantation in the province, and if the government can able bring train come back, it help for food. Any country so far, even the poorest country, them like Bangladesh, wouldn't get crowded trade, but they still get trade. Most of the country then the east and west of Africa, south of Africa, then get train. You gotta get train. Those little transportation not able for bring products can na the city. It's not possible. We will always continue for the suffer as long as we not get the transportation with the care food stuff go inside freedom. Me of myself, I remember I was small. Me and my mama, we go down Klein Town, we go take one big chobox full of rice. And these days, criminality no mean so rampant as it is now. And what they cause this is poverty and lack of job. We they go so they don't send the telegram, they will take her, we go to the train master, they look them, then go and pull the box, then we take her, we go home. You know be need for go uplines on some of them and they say for go take good scam. A lot of people, if train come back, it will help people for pay less safe now that they overcharge people for transportation from upline to Freetown or Freetown to upline. The one of the west, the better pass with, they get all sorts of mobility. You get underground train, you get about you get bus, every way of transporting. You know, so the more it plenty, the lesser the cost of living for people. Because nobody going not monopolize. You know, everybody. I mean, it's not like you want to take out. For example, like with this cement problem, this on Salone. Why it happen? Because now two great people in the supply cement. You see, and some of these business people they sabotage. If other person can't do business, if it to say that one grain for the drum, you know, give.
All right. Thank you very much for that call. Thank you very much. I think Sidongo will be on. I'll get the next caller. I'll get one more caller before we come in. Good evening, caller. What name the call from, please?
I call from North Carolina.
Yes, sir, go ahead. What are your take on this program tonight, sir?
Yeah, Kate, I call from North Carolina. Mr. Tarole, thank you very much for this forum.
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
Go ahead, sir. Yes, sir. You go ahead.
Okay, there's a delay. All right. We'll begin with this king almost turned to that boss stick or wisdom tree, you know, back and forth on Sunday. But make your advice to LEONEANS, and you know, Lord will learn for be patient and Lord not give up on the country. What think can happen is we Salone people then for theorize about things. We let that quick turnover on things. I don't go Salone, I don't do business, I fail big time. You know, I do 2, 3 times. But the one thing I can always tell myself is you get to be patient, still not just the happen one to one. And the other thing, especially some of we feel so we go school. The problem where we can get again is that, you know, we not can know how to convert with education to, you know, practical use. You know, but we not can tend for the accept that one day. I take and say, you know, if you go to university, I get all kind of degree on business, by economics, accounting, law, whatever, you know, I know past the other person. Me find out the wrong way, but of course I didn't know this because when I go to Salone, I carry container of things there. The woman they hold, if he say they not go school, then my kids woman they school me. I tell them, I say some of them, I wish one tell them would invite them up college for just to go give some lectures about business. Because the woman and they know about business than me and you sometimes they assume say we don't go college to get this or get that. So sometimes people they talk say, you know, people don't succeed in our politics and that. Not because we don't know how to convert education to, you know, practical day-to-day things. Even who they can oversee now, but this forum stuff, they people and they talk. You know, that person say, of course, I don't say a mistake, we say the state of Alexandria. I don't say it mean the city of Alexandria, now Virginia. You know, the law not take what's in the you know, how for call a mirror image in our country there. You know the work. Then country they don't establish for long, then they start to know the work now, you know the work under. And people in back when they give work under, but who don't deny? How many person where you don't see get position here, where they initiate anything from ground to, you know, to execution? You know they who all deny as part of something. So when you go under, you know, this is not the problem. You don't ever listen to where the finance minister would read budget. If you know the dictionary, you don't even understand what they talk. Almost they talk over the next person. And the other thing again, what I can try for tell Salone people, they are, you know, long not always feel say that country for established before we go. You know, it's a way just for make place. You know, America now people that make America who make you the run the Canada. America not make itself. Not America make the people that make America. Now the same thing with Salone. I mean also I don't support this party, no nothing or whatever. But they tell you the last time I call back at the same thing I say, I would rather get the worst civilian government than anything we'll get for do to military. Always they say, oh, Guinea, this for the apple, that for the apple, will not be surprised. Now they affect me with the sort of commodities shortage there. Then places are all right now they connected. You know, then people and they, you know, them have been the part of this man where they overthrow. Now you form that they call Sheikh Bin SSD there. Now you form that part of the military. So they are along with patience, you know, with country, they will not give up. You know, the leadership now a product of the society. Now the way would they think so, way too much, you go na power, that fantasy within I head. You don't go for solve the practical thing there under. I don't go under even motorcar where somebody they fix motorcar. If you take time you watch, it's so different from the other they fix motorcar now, but then still the motorcar in the wrong. law will just accept and respect, with system and see how we able for build them up from waiting we get there. No common now you go and if people they can for talk curiosity when they turn back, the way they talk, that they tell you about the nature of the person. I know what if people are the experience and the way go and even the officers there, once they don't see you, they have to speak English to you. I say, mean a Salone person, why you not talk Creole to me? So these are rudimentary things, but they are law with patience. Mr. Tarali, thank you so much. I wish I've been on our website, law get this paid from business, law support the state. This is the second time why they meet up, and the other time, Pastor assisted it, don't know. But, this all are part of service we're supposed to provide to the country. We all came for do we own part in certain way. You don't bring this out of, all the many, many responsibilities that we get just for level that they're able, event, if an event to the event. Because sometimes we don't solve anything, but now we learn for the listen to ourselves, we're not going to agree. But that exercise anymore, what thing learn from the other person and able to deal with that one day, I think say that day nice step. So thank you very much, and Miss Kari, what is it? You go in and out, but when I all thank you very much. When I do a very great job, and go with patience, God will help with. Thank you very much. That's not only line.
All right, thank you very much. I got one more caller, then still I bring one more caller in. Mr. Kadilo bring out so that they go give us more break. All right, thank you very much, caller. We appreciate that. If you get any more for Ali, can call back. Good evening, caller. What name is the call for?
Yeah, probably not me. Good evening. Me na the lucky caller. Mina Francis, I call from Minnesota.
Yeah, Mr. Francis. What now you take on the program tonight, sir?
Yeah, I really appreciate the effort to they apply, but hey, Sierra Leoneans, they will just be honest. I always say this over and over. Needing America, for example, waiting they make America, they go on na agriculture. Not to government to do agriculture for people na America. Now individuals they do the agriculture for people, then government they subsidize. So Sierra Leoneans, we all the able youths them, all man don't can the cities there, na Freetown, na Bo, na Makini, all man they ride Okada. The question is, would I get for go farm for we? Where pepper dear today, would I they go plant the pepper for Council and Freetown? Now the few people there where they plant the pepper get for dear because competition no day. At the end of the day, imagine that crowd in Africa where they ride Okada or Bo or Makini or Kenema. If we all go do farming, we don't need for wait for government. We people them before, they not be the wait for government. All man be the farm. So team them be the come na Africa. So that man they be the talk about train for come back. I be they just laugh. If train come back, would I get for plants the inside the goose to come off for put inside that train? The manpower not there. So when price then they go up, like I be talk about Banju, I be tell somebody not to mechanize farming they Banju where then they export granite. That plants then they plant them physically. At the end of the day, all man they not big city, they no one go plant. Then we they eat with man rest. Pakistan, India, and the rest. And not all we get for determine the price. And whether na APC DD or na SFPP DD, times are going to be hard for which we are doing. No secrets, no there about that. Until we go back na the bush, we go plant with the it. Government just get for day for coordinate or correct taxes, but government no go ever go plant for we. Now the only solution, Dandy, and again, Sierra Leoneans then we curriculum na the wrong one. Now read read speak nothing no the way that curriculum they offer. Now Sierra Leone, we then they teach where we go school, we go land, take go college down. That theory, read and write no more. Until we go back now the drawing board, we are in we curriculum go be involved, the teaching and learning we go produce food for we. But at the end of the day, all that teaching and learning where they take place here na Salone, still na Chinese man there with the go couch for make food for we. So where is our education? The other thing we're frustrating as well. Government now they pay for education for almost everybody in Australia. Technically. Now the burden dandy. They pay school from JSS till secondary school. Then technically, when people then go college, now government they pay the lecturers. So now government they pay for education for everybody in a free education they Salone. Who side that money will come out? Now that's not so much problem. So until Israeli go, we go now the drawing board, we begin to embark on agriculture. No secret study. When I think I don't want to take on time. I'm glad for the
All right. Thank you
opportunity.
very much,
Make
Mr. Francis.
God bless you.
Yeah, you too, Mr. Francis. Thank you very much. I think I answer the call and they come in right now, but we'll tell them them all of smalls because I also don't take about 6 or 7 call. I think Mr. Francis may thought exact what time you want for saying Mr. Francis say, and I agree with him 100% on something the way he say, where I feel say I think we say me fail on that side for explaining to people well. So I tell him thank you where he brings something up where very, very important. Where he talks say we're not going to rely on government for do farming for we. Let we the citizens and go ahead and do farming. I think so the only to go ask the government for this incentive. Like if somebody say want for go invest, may they make them easier for the people who go acknowledge, maybe people who get the agreement to the people and get the land say, I want for can lend you land for farm. And then the government get incentive. If you they can make like a mass farming, may then give you incentive and help you out to go make that produce that stuff, they encourage people. So I think say what is say very, very important that we the citizens we more go for embark on the farming. Because what is something happened today, just as a coincidence, one of the previous football player of the Carolina Panthers in America now, Jordan Gross. I mean, they watch him where he talk about what he do after football. He say after they make millions, he go back Idaho and he go invest in farming. And it show the kind of farming way they do, not to that way young kind of farming, but like the new type of farming, where this biochemical farming, the way they make inside the tent. He put lights there, and also then tell to make the products for make them go from the time they go into the harvest now within one month, couple of weeks. So and they get turned back faster. I believe say if we able to encourage young Salonians or young people that go to college for learn this kind of farming and go out there and we invest, go upline and invest on their land and make sure say government just give incentive or put law where you go make it easier for them to go attain their land and that will help. So like what is say, yeah, it's not to government for do farming for we in most places, but make the law them easier so that if people don't can invest in farming, then we will achieve them. So what now you want to take Antique? They are not saying to call them but they at least 2 or 3 minutes, they will come back to them. Over to you.
Yes, you don't almost say within Mr. One say. You get me? You see, I will just add just a little bit, normal say, just the within I don't add before say, you see, government get for help the people that with tractors. That's simple. You see, then we don't get plenty tractors that we then show we see don't come. What happened to the tractors then they who doesn't they use them? You see, that's the point. You see, if they're able to do them one day, then that will be help. Most of them people, but people that they upline, then they do farming, but not just small scale farming for themselves, no more for ease and everything. They're not actually get within the need for going into large scale production. You see? So this is why Mr. Francis from Minnesota agree with and say yes, not so. But then at the end of the day, you see, if government is not prepared for help them that way then it's going to be very difficult for the people then. And like when you talk about Mr. Francis just come to the program now, so you know we don't hear we think we don't discuss earlier. What we they talk say people them they place in a free town, government careful try for help them for make they relocate them people and they go outside them. If they able to find accommodation for them, or if they're not able to get accommodation, safe. But if they give them all small, say, okay, you want to go with you want to go like this. And because some people then still get them family hosted, they get if they're not a family hosted, they get safe. Upline land is not so difficult to get. But give them something to start with. You see, and then I believe they then go do something well. That's my responsibility to Mr. Francis in Minnesota. Unless you want me for comments on the one then, unless you want me for comments on the other callers then.
Well, we have some callers and we'll do like 2 minutes for comments on them faster. They will bring them in because they see the phone line in the call right now.
Okay, yeah.
You all bring the callers, I mean?
Pardon? You
I
said
say you all
anything?
bring the callers, I mean?
Me? Oh, you want to make a comment
I
on
say if you
them?
want to do like 2 minutes, that's fine. If not, we can bring the callers, I mean, because we know so get plenty on the line.
Oh, yes, no, yes. I will. In fact, also all said like just one or two no more. We let's say.
Go ahead.
Yes, you see, the general because one caller talk about say not to PhD. You understand? And we agree with the caller. You see, because that's what discussed much earlier anyway. Not to PhD with a look. You understand? You see, because anybody can do anything if the willpower then you get the determination to do so. And then another person talk about say the diaspora then they say they can one good is so, but the situation na home they discourage them. Well, I truly agree with them. You see, because I know somebody, the same way plane they know they go, the Salone, we they may get a war or something. When I know somebody maybe one really get a flight, one get a plane for go Salone and start up this airline business. You see, now the government people then stop them. You see, that person, another person, Gambia ready for get landing permit. The car, now be female aviation, Madame de Mengedi, ready for get aviation landing permit. When the person gets to Freetown, now Freetown not be Freetown say, hey, how they go kind you don't get one person already where they bring airplane can I have to do so. So then the person tell them say, but where is the competition? It's because now that's make right to go or because we get competition, they're not gonna say no more than we don't give because then I think we then give McPhillips or something. McPhillips. You see, now in the when they don't give McPhillips, so they're not gonna give other person for let the person say go do the same thing. You get me? So like that, and before like that, the person say, when they got there, you see, they ask them for but Banju ready for landing permit, Banju not ask for penny. Dakar ready for landing permit, they not ask for penny. Sierra Leone now didn't say the person for put almost $1,000 force for make the able make ego meet up the other boss with the above. You get me? You see, so the person say, now the person is for make the person tell me now ain't they bring work come. Now if plane go bankrupt, plane get accident or anything, that the person will go bankrupt. You get me? So in not they go for go bribe again, now a country where now in one take job go na the country. You get that? And then a top high ranking level member of that government. Yes, me. Now actually say that. So that was the end of it in a work. You see, so I agree with what this one say, you see because then they deprive people from the diaspora. We want can do something, you see. So that is why. And some people that we don't go, if you don't work everything, I don't get, I say, okay, make a good try. Then you go there, you go lost everything. I know people that we don't go Salone and not lost all things and come back. You see, so they not they give them that encouragement. Like how we go say Ghana, they encourage them people there. The government not they give them. They always see people that we come on the diaspora say they can compete with them. You get me? Instead of them gladly say that where they can do something. You see, and some people choose to go to. You get some people that genuinely we choose to go to parliament in politics. See, maybe now for them we try to do something. You get me? But you get the one that we did it back, where you say, well, if as they say you think differently from them, you understand me? You become the target. Even though all are politicians, but they all turn and gang up against you, especially if they know you're not thinking like them. You see? And apart from politicians, it happen at other offices themselves. You get me? Not this Salone. So long as they know you don't go this and that, they say they begin get worried. Oh, the diaspora, then not this, not this, not that, not that, not that. You see, so the mindset we need to change a lot of things in Salone actually. For we not go just go there. But maybe something I want to say something now where some people then go they have to go one back, you get me. Maybe something Salone, I'm nothing to say when I begin trying una try woman. I think it's enough for consider try woman without acting. I think then I consider that so because all the side the way woman they rule at the wall, then they do well. Over 24 female leaders then at the world, they do well. You see? You see, so maybe then days when they talk say, oh, we're not ready for woman, it's not ready for maybe say then for seriously consider putting a get woman day, you see. And then get woman day where you know say you not get for go keep boyfriend there. Get woman the way you know say he married. Get woman the way you know say he gets already not get for depend. Get woman where you know say whatever property I get, not to thief and be thief and politics where I can be. You get me? Because it's the same money you will use. You get me? Get woman way clean. Get woman way it not depend on any money. Where did they get? So there's a woman and they said the money they go pay as if they spend them all and you don't need that safe. You could just spend up on people there. These are the sort of maybe they're for try woman. I think that's what the woman will help them for change some of them things that they but woman not go bring the it not go change the whole thing. You understand? It not go bring magic straight away. But perhaps when he did it, he go try and get other women there self where go they because look like Rwanda get over 50 MPs and when a female. More than 50 MPs that Rwanda government when a female. That is why they're doing well, you see. Because women, because when they come together, then they work together, you see. Then they pass legislation then, where they in the favor of the country. Now, women and the men picking them. Women and born picking them. The men picking them, not for men picking them, you see. So, they get for think seriously about that, you see. Now, that's me thinking, for let we achieve all them things, I think they need women. You see, men so far make a left so if you make we get chance to let other people then call.
Yeah, because I'm not sure we get plenty of color. I'll bring the color them because you know so one stop at exactly 2 hours. So I'll bring the color them in and then we go get the young thoughts and see how we go. You know that woman you say I believe we're gonna forget that discussion day one of these days. We'll talk about the woman leadership in Africa, but we'll bring that later. Good evening, caller. What name will say the call from please?
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, caller. What name will say the call from?
Oh, my name is Ari. I call from California.
Yes, sir. What now you want to take tonight?
The problem is that with Salone is that it's mismanaged. Mismanaged means say, for example, I'm not third year at university of classes, but you know, the problem with Salone is that with the scene at Salone is that we put in the wrong people in the wrong position in the wrong position. For example, somebody say get PhD on PhD, but who can PhD they get? PhD on trash collector. But the point is that the Salone people need put the right people to do the right thing. Would they put the right people because our family, because our sister, because our brother. For example, if somebody is not well qualified for the job, not put her in because not put her because our brother and sister. Secondly, the second is that PhD. We just say, oh my God, they get PhD on sub, but Salone government never call any university for see if the family come out this school year or you graduate with this PhD. So we just say fake degree a day. In case that family not get no degree in nothing, you just go show fake degree. Before that will not get nothing. But technology is so advanced that Salone government will call in one click and call whatever university family say graduate from and see if that family graduate from that university. The point is that you can't put PhD on auto mechanic for go agriculture. You can't put agriculture for health. Because like we switch things that we're not the right people in the right places that make Salone still suffer. The point like in everything has to be working ahead. Like nothing the work because most people are not in the right place because they put because of corruption. They put because and the second reason too, corruption is a big problem. People in America never say $1 million before. When they go to Salone, when they go say $1 million, what you go do? They go kapua. You know, they go kapua. They go kapua. You know, say most of them never see $1 million before we gonna say we go kapua. That's the problem. Look at all of the motorcars way Chinese people they send. You know, you say everything we have to more patient. How can we be patient when most of the leaders then that the Google country they come on here? You say anything will happen to them, they have a fly can the investment. I expect other families for going to invest in your country. We say now for invest in your country. You know, that's the beginning. And say the most common thing investment need that an investor need is light, water, and light and water, all those common human resources, we not get them. That's it.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your call. If you get some more, you can call back and add more, okay? Let me get the next caller. Good evening, caller. Good name, I'll say the call from, please. Thank you very much. We appreciate your call. If you get some more, you can call back and add more, okay? Let me get the next caller. Good evening, caller. Good name, I'll say the call from, please.
Try put me in the call now.
Yeah, turn your audio down, sir.
Hello? Mr. Charlie, sorry, brother. I thought somebody else was on the line. This cat, thank you. Wonderful job. Yeah, sorry. I just want to respond on this agriculture issue on the debate on earlier, and yeah, like somebody been called previous. Talking about the average Sierra Leonean not involved in agriculture. Sometimes it's easier to be said than done. Agriculture not so easy task. That's what Sierra Leonean need to know. Like you earlier said, even at the West, the government is highly involved for subsidize because take a lot. Most of the people who come out of the provinces, it's like everybody look for opportunity. With time, they want to move to Freetown, just like holding a Freetown one kind of the West. And when it can initiative the change, agenda the change. Most of we from the West, Freetown can and a few times we feel so we can't take in America or Europe or anywhere. But you realize 20, 30 years you're stuck here, cannot go back. Same to the people who come up and can Freetown, they want to go back, but it's not easy. So what the government get for do for let agriculture thrive in Africa and get for be very, very involved, encourage people. I see a video they go around social media as recent as a week or two about the chief minister exhibiting farming experience and how successful it is. Well and good. But where was he all this time when and now if he say if we can do the achievements there? Because it gets access to what it takes for make what it be for let happen at Salone right now. Yes, he got access to tractors, money, everything is there. Same to the president. This is what we don't see, which is well and good. Salone would do them, but we for do in a very organized and structured manner. How is it going to happen? Involve chiefdom into the process. Bring chiefs into the process. Each district get what we endow with. If not rice, if not cassava, if not potato, whatever it is. Give these people the opportunity, let the chief they arrange them and organize and carry on with the farming. But this idea is like every individual for go do farming. It's not possible. It's just a myth and wishful thinking. But it takes a lot of money for getting to farming who will make a difference. Salone always there involved into farming, but at what level? Farming, all the people and go do for feed them, people them? Maybe. Able to educate them, picking them to a certain extent. But anything other than that, trust me, maybe 1 out of the millions, then go will achieve that. So we're talking about farming. Oh, we're all for going to farming. It's a well laudable idea, but waiting at the possibility. Involve a lot of money. So I don't know. If the government look at it that way, I hate for keep bringing the chief minister into the mix here. Then they show a meal where it's set up, where the locals and the cow and rice and for can do it and they pay for let they even clean the rice. So right there, it don't cost them more than what even the rice cost. Are they going to sell this rice to make profit? That's the question. So you as a government official, you get a meal within the cow and rice for clean. Why not make them free for them? If you want to encourage farming for thrive at a local level. It don't depend on the meal where the chief minister set up. I see the machine and set up there. They cost money, maybe millions of dollars a month. Who are these local people who are able to achieve those machines for cow with rice meal, Kenema, or wherever this program they go? So these are the things. Why can't we set up something that, everybody who can take tractor, it's not going to work because APC don't try and will not see work at the end of the day, all them tractor don't disappear. This government don't care with it. By the time and the common power, trust me, I hate for say it, for be an optimist or pessimist, but waiting at the chances that those machines going to be there, go see and see a Salone property. So I mean, we all wish good for Salone, and let Salone work. That's all. Let Salone work. Thank you very much. You guys might do a good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And okay, we get one more call. Good evening, caller. Bring the caller in. I'll bring him in then. Yeah, me and Tikadi go and just say. Good evening, caller. Again, you must say the call from place.
Yeah, good evening, my people. I just want to respond to waiting me, brother, be the talk with all due respect. Sierra Leone, in the first place, the Industrial Revolution wey take place in Europe, one day reach na Africa, reach na Salone first. So all the tractors then we government the carry under, they work because people not even know how to manage those tractors. They don't know how to repair, they don't know how to use them. So don't forget about agriculture with tractor. Me where they talk so, I left school for farming. Now we village, one day see tractor where they go do farming for we. The people then where they are free to go tell them and the city, the young man there, they don't even have what it takes to belong for them at the city. They don't get nothing, they don't get the education, they not clean a hospital. Then we young brother they in a village. Then they gonna farm. You don't need a big scale farming. You are just farming for yourself. Then at the end of the day, your community just will survive. In America, we they come on at the city then because it's expensive. We they go to the suburb there. You go stay in a downtown. What's how you go pull that money they for afford? Now the same thing they happen in Salone. People then don't left the village, then they don't consider on a free turn. The same thing where they talk, who they get for farm for them for it. And food is essential for all we survive. Government will buy 100 or 1 million tractor, but we not sabi use them. We not do maintenance. What we sabi do? Now that whole cutlass, now the first we get for start. Anyhow, that's going to take care of we self first. At the end of the day, Alexa will go there. We get for back now the drawing board. We young man then we dey in Africa over 1,000 both anymore. They all that man they talk about the president and the chief minister, the farming involving. We all know say involving, but small scale farming now they we get for start first. Before we die, we get for wait for government. If government not can do it, why can't we start doing it somehow? Then we begin to say. Government no can't just take somebody in a future and say, no, we don't go do agriculture. They get for see the desire in you first. They don't go just can't pack people, then they begin to give them incentive, they say, we don't move. It does not work like that. All manner of Okada then they ride. Hey, the danger in a Salone right now, after 10, 15 years, where that energy, that youthful population, where they ride that Okada, where that energy go down left there after 10, 15 years, with no social security waiting. Now, be the problem get for days. We then go down tire now because all manner with man waiting, you go school, you want office job, where job not in a right Okada. That mentality until we change it. One thing I want to address first, but that's where they keep go Salone. Now that folks life, but how much dollar you go to Salone? Where you want to go do investment, you want to go begin government. You in a village you come on. Pay you $10,000, $20,000. Can't go to your village, but maybe you go start small. Make you see if you know go develop. But someone go down in America, pay $10,000, $20,000. Then you want to be big thing. You don't left that ground for long. You don't know how it operates. Lifestyle don't change. Then you want to go with $10,000, $20,000. You go do business. That money they get for done, you will come back. Now place the one not be done, they go for long. You don't even understand the ground. Then you say diaspora. What do you make you diaspora? Thank you, my brothers. They might not take on time.
Thank you very much. So we get one more. Let's just squeeze one more in there. And ticket that will bring you in. Good evening, caller. Wait, then we'll say the call from please.
Me a returning caller, Keta from North Carolina. I hope say you're okay if I call again.
Yeah, Mr. You can call as much as you want, as long as after 3 minutes they can call back. Yeah, sure.
Well, I know I abuse me waiting self. Anyway, yeah.
You're okay.
We go back to the topic where we get with the talk about for say the current shortage of basic commodity, whether they increase hardship or for Salone. And to me, think what before say, I've been watch one program, I think I'm in BBC, one ball within South Africa. But it happened for this on side where if I now say almost every day people that will pass where they ask them about things in South Africa and the area for sure and for sure then this show and that. So you can't say, you know what, if I go for the show, this many people, say for offend this and that, I might as well form a tour, I'm a company. So if anybody there, now you decide say, well, we're going to take fee, go work out, go show the place that we look for. I want less Salone people learn, just like waiting with the use so right now. I know Mr. Torale, one green foreman, Ms. Kadi, or whoever, but the initiative, you see the need for we start looking for events. Now they look for problem there and look how we solve them. Salone people, I know so all one ready-made salon before we turn back. They happen so. We don't let you under, now we take and say, we say, now the one country, this one will owe everything to. One long time we don't pledge this country, all country for paper business. We do whatever they tell you about now. But Salone come out of this mindset, say government go for solve anything for anybody. And secondly, no the wax hand no more say, well, the government too corrupt, the people are too corrupt, because now that they want. If me and you two don't wax and give up, say, we don't put on nothing again. Guess what? We don't give them exactly what they want. Nothing that happens in America now. Then frustrate people there, then give up on the system, then they vote. So the people are not let, they go there in, year out. Then they put law their own and not let. They come to they say, okay, man, they don't do all things. Of course, me, I will be biased in this case because my experience with woman leadership will always be positive. Even from where I be Salone, my boss, my Sasan, understand he don't die. Nana be my boss, Nana be my supervisor, Usa be the work. But she was fantastic. Miss Kamara at the time, Balu Kamara, she was fantastic. So I always get luck with woman there. But Salone people are not left for this. Look at other person for solve a problem there. Identify the need for something. Like what they say, you will go do business, you will be disappointed, and not always take saying that you fumble no more you get for the deal with. Other people and they what they came for. We came for do business with. And I can tell you that if they able to identify how weak we they able to country, even from the way they talk. So when they come at this for a way that they talk, let's say they talk good Creole, then they all are part of the thing. But subconsciously we're not even aware of that one day. We don't left waiting we be for waiting we not even understand. You let me talk to a lot of person in this country, they talk English to you, they confused. I gotta. Now that way they talk. Just talk simple Creole. All Salone people will understand Creole. So, this is not the thing. Now we not give up on the country and now we not run away from our identity. When once you left something, there is nothing to stop us for do for that thing. At the same time, don't get that kind of love for country. Okay, thank you. I think some time is up.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Keita. I appreciate you. So I think we get about I think four callers them. So waiting at you take and we cannot say the right thing down. So waiting that you take on waiting and they talk about.
Well, like within in the man from California say me and I'm up to misplaced priority. Misplaced priority in the sense that look like Lunge Bridge. Do we need all that money there for Lunge Bridge? This is not big money they go say we say millions and millions of dollars. When a debt safe go they can say go. Them money they not go use them for help agriculture. They can use them because Lunge Bridge not so priority. I'm not saying the people that we did up on local go vex for me, you see. But no, because all we get for do, we get a very good, if we get 3 good ferry then, you get me? But me no because me no one day see because I understand say yes that there is a presidential ferry or boat or something. I don't know, I not ever see them, but I don't think that's boku anyway. And it costs plenty money, you get me? And how many times then they use them? How many times world power that they can have a country where they go see? You get me? It's just there. We take money back if not 4, 5 because the money they spend for that it can burn spend for buy that boost if not true. You see, because me no want to see him. It can buy about 5 every day. It can buy 5 every day. We know to when a good one them way. Everybody can go inside. The president can go inside. Other heads of state can go inside. You get me? You see, so then they channel the money to whose side we need them, whose side and go help the people then. You get me? You see? But when we know they do that, you see, like whose side me they boy Johnson and people then they when they travel, you see, then they go on a normal flight. They're not a higher flight or take and go. You see, maybe something like we know, yes, and getting you know, we then call planet or the United States, we then get now the military base. Motokan and they work out with the president, okay, fine. But plenty. Look like that Netherlands Prime Minister. If they work out, if they go to the same security with people, then checking things them and everything. You see, he go inside. When I can remember, I said one audio where he dropping coffee. Where them pick up for him. When I say no, I say we're gonna go and clean the coffee where he drop. Yeah, these are the sort of things you see. People we get for live in a very modest way, no matter waiting. You see, we don't need Lunge airport for now. We don't need the airport, but for now, we need boku things sent for do with money that we go time money. Yanda, that way in the end, sometimes China go can't say the airports now we are not able to pay them back. Then wait till we get nothing, you see. So that person he talk, that man from California, he not talk about Lunge Airport, but waiting he say is me categorize and so misplaced priority. You get me? And this same, then the third person we remember, I'm not calling him anyway, we talk about then shift then say, because then for can go give them shift then, make them organize the agriculture. You get me? Well, yeah, make points. But we your government, now motocar and they go get the shift then for ride. Motocar, therefore, like when this man say, okay, they can go involve the shift, then get the agriculture of the tractors, then let the shift, then go able to do for help people then. That's not important and good suggestion. You see? Whether it will work in the end or not, but a very good suggestion. We don't just dismiss that. We need to agree with the person, you see. But I go give them all motoka. What thing motoka get for do with the masses with the people that are the shift down? And shift no more, I want to give the right motoka. Even if when they send call and press and call on a net or any top he drive, nobody not see him. He go meet at the location where they want to let them go talk. You get me? He come back and shift down. These are the sort of things, you see. Do the things that the people they need more, not to one person. Something where they help everybody, you see. So now that's me get for sale we get chance to other people that or you said one come in.
Well, yeah, I think we only got about 7 more minutes left, so we will just let know.
Yeah.
We just saying, just easy. I think say as much as we blame politicians them, but we said the citizens then get for take some responsibility as well. We attitude now a problem. Just like what you say, somebody go Gambia, then tell them say come invest. You go Senegal, let's say come invest. We can't say alone and say, give me small time, go show the possible go talk to. So I think say we get for need for talk to we say and say, listen, we attitude some sign na ink make we become poor. We're not supposed to be poor. God will be blessed with so many things in our country. But this too much, you decide for go fight for that 10,000 leons and end up for lose 100,000. Because of that, you small. And what's man of follow? No, it's the kind of your country. It gives more money for test you and see how you behave. And but good time with a failing testing day. Because if na me safe, I don't have the country. I want for come invest. Depending on how una behave, how una treat me, I will begin putting into totality. Say, okay, if I put money, is there any possibility I'll get me money back? With attitude, that first impression goes a long way. Salone will get for land first impression. Even when you land at airports, if you go to the other airports, as soon as you land, you don't check your passport, stamp and you pass. Not at Salone airport, but you body a compliment of the season. All this now necessary. Would make us so cheap? Now make us if we're in a kind of country not respect you for one because we don't respect ourselves. So we get for change that attitude, that big amount attitude. We need for change that Salone. Let we respect ourselves. Let we respect we brother in front of a foreigner. We foreigner the tin up because we not to go for big and put money in hand. We disrespect we brother in front of her. but you turn around and expect that money for respect you, you're not going to respect you. Because when it's snap, it evaluates what's in the going around there. So we get for change with attitude in a salon. All length of the talk about what of us not we have to fix so it's all start with a good attitude. If we begin changing things, we begin help yourself, we begin say, okay, listen, like go ahead and say, and that's true. We don't need the politician for go become a farmer. But we need them for put laws in place and get incentive for help. And also we want them for me, they will come with the idea, say, okay, now this and this we need for put in place for law, we support with both of them. And then when I come out and say, okay, in most cases, the code, they say this is 2021. I don't need for going to office for do something that I will do online. I will left overseas here and do the process online and go out and go do my business. Then make them continue advance. And the America, the UK, but continue they go to nobody in office. You left now your living room, they tell you protocols where you need for follow. You follow those protocols, you pay whatever you need for pay, you touch the bag, you go. If I were to go reach any place, the person they go meet, you know, say you they come, they don't get everything set up for you. Go and start your process. We need for stop this boku paper business. Now begin move now away from office to office. Now make boku this boku but habit boku because the underway you go for pass. You go for pass now 20 underway not necessary. For go meet one underway necessary. We need for bypass all NCR go straight to the system where in I go able access and I'm in living room where I reach there. I don't need for go through you. I go left now. I don't do all the process. I don't pay online. Where I reach, I go do my business. If not family, I go for outside the family. If I rent, I go for rent time. I don't do the process. I pay the person I will reach, and the person where they pay instead for make sure say truthful. Not the old money and the old money and the old money and the law they get for make sure say then they in place where they make sure say if you do that they lock you up and almost here. So we get for start somewhere, but we get for put principles them and we get for make sure say planning. Then our problem in Africa we not get planning. We get for plan then things. We get for get people who don't do them here before. We don't do them in other countries. Then bring them in. Men can set the system. They got brothers, and that's the truth. System important. When there's system in place, everything falls in place. Because I don't need for go other way. The system is already fixed. I know what's for the way I grab now morning. If I don't buy a truck now, yeah. I left my living room, I buy the truck. The man tell me exactly how the truck to everything. Wait, I don't know. He tell me say when you ready for can pick up. I know one day say I pay him online. He tell me say just pay about whatever percentage you have for pay. Where I go meet the guy. What he tell me say it be now exactly it be nothing. If I mean more than what he tell me safe. And you not touch them. People somebody offer money, say not to make it and somebody don't really buy them. How truth, the attitude, the worth, the truth and worth of the person make me feel say, okay, you know what in this is very, very important. Now that we get for land. Saloma will not truthful. So even so we say we get for land that we get for get integrity, we get for get respect. I think so if we do that here, all our facts will fall in place. We don't need government for the all because the government right now they want for staying in power. Then go do whatever it takes for me to win election. None of their own priority. Not their own priority not for can change the country. Now for how they go able win election. Even the chiefs of the job also, the chiefs are politicians. The chief the one we know back in the days, they were not politicians. They were just working directly for the people them. Now the chief they now get votes in their hand. So then they're not politicians they now. There's not that kind of chief tell them get that dignity and respect. They now will get they don't work for the individual anymore. Then they only work for all that in power. So I think say we get for start with ourselves. We get for begin all self accountable. Like we not get chance for place other videos such and not begin to do illegal money at the country also when they die behind that. Maybe we'll find time we'll show that video. That's all again. I don't say we want for hits on the Chinese them. But not me blame the Chinese man. If we come on and go inside China, we're not gonna do that. Because there's no way we go do inside China. But then they come out China, come inside Salone and do it. Not to the Chinese man the problem. Now me and you too. The idea before we and we sell. So I think say we get for land for respect we save, respect to border, respect we country and put we country forward and not say there is no place but say Leon. Not for just for talk but put them in behavior. And also let we go beyond with emotion, beyond with biasness and stop for vote people in power just because we relate to them or we sabi them. But instead look for somebody who don't say a competent. Because if you put somebody in a family, you not can do the right thing. I don't care what I be, you stay figure for suffer because we left the power, you're not going for left nothing behind. So Lord will find somebody who knows I not need for like you, but if I need to do the job, put on there. Because if you do the right thing, you're going for benefits we all. Again, I want to tell you like you last word. I know say we'll come back next week. That topic I know so we start time will not say, but again, it's a great topic. They will continue for being there. So over to from them, you're closing the last word, then we will see them again next week. Go ahead.
You've said it all.
Oh, well, I think so. Tell about that 2 minutes exactly right there. So, tell Fabulous, thank you. We bless, we continue for pray for we leader them. Let God touch we have. Let God make we country one of the best in the world. And we pray that make God go make, we choose the right people there for who we. And one and say we're in power. We're not going to wait for 5 years. So we'll continue to pray for the let God make them do the right thing. May them go beyond the biasness and whatever it is. May them work for Sierra Leone and not just them party them. Again, till we meet again next week. One for now, thank you. One for two viewers and listeners them all around the world. Without Una, there is no viewers. Again, you can follow me on with Facebook page. If you want for watching on TV, YouTube, you can go to Voice of Salone Network, and then you can follow we page. Anytime we come online, you go able to get notification and you go watch me. Again, Sunday, Miss Fadima then will come on. Then say another interesting programs them, and very soon we go for add more programs there for come so that we all go talk about things that they affect we in Sierra Leone. Until we meet again next week. I want to tell now and thank you again, Auntie Kadi, for stay late, but you continue so that we talk forward to move the country forward. Thank you and God bless you guys.
Oh, thank you. Goodbye.